Right. So 12:05. Okay. So we'll start, and thank you everyone for joining. And this overwhelming response actually make us to do more. And also thank you for waiting for a couple of minutes for others also to join. And these sessions will be recorded. And please mute yourself in case someone is unmuted. And you can chat in any questions, anything which is wanted to be answered. My colleagues Suman and Sanjay on the other side, so they'll be answering it. And so definitely at last also, if you have any questions, we can actually discuss in detail. So if that's about it. And this is our session number 9. So in case if you have missed out any of our previous sessions, so you can always request us. We will be sending you the recording version as well. And right, so this session is mainly about the presentation and other things, because I'll be running through the portal. This portal is like in Control 4 we have like a level of portals. One is actually we call it as a dealer portal, and then we will be saying it as a technician portal. So the mainly the persons who handle the customers for them. And then we have something called customer portal. So even the customer have some privileges to play around with. So that is the main three things we will be talking about. So while we talking about all these three things, we will be talking about like remote access and then voice control and also like intercom anywhere, a few of the other services which is associated with it. We will be talking about that also in general. So that's what our goal today actually. Right. So, what are the topics we have covered till now? So, just to give a small review on what and all we have discussed it for last 8 sessions we are talking about. Right. So, we started with like what is the smart home, how it can be in Control 4 environment. So, then we talked about the basics, where we talked about what is audio, video, etc. All basic stuff. And then we started with the product overview, and then we have started with the OS3 overview. So what the customer UI will look like, what it can actually auto build by itself. And then actually we categorized into like products, and we went in deep with the products and then what all the advantages we have around it. And at the last session, we actually run through on the software, like building a projects, doing a basic troubleshooting. So where it is not only for the dealers, also new people can understand what all the things, whether they can consider in any of the projects, whether doing some troubleshooting. So that's what it's all actually we have covered up till now. And today we are going to talk about the portal. So in generally the portal, actually there is no much thing like detailed education details, but most of our dealers ourselves will ask like, can you just run through the portal once for us to refresh ourselves, or maybe the new people know what and all the Control 4 portal does offers, what all the advantages you have, and what all the level of control and access you can give to your technicians or maybe your dealers or your customers. So what all the privileges they have. So that's what they wanted to know actually. So that is what I'm gonna talk about it for today basically. Right. So our agenda will be kind of pretty much simple today. So one is dealer portal, technician portal, and the customer portal, and also the intercom anywhere. And then at last, so few of our uh, requests came in as like, can you just show the mobile version of the software when we discussing the last session on the Composer X Pro. So where we showed the programming is more simple, and few of our prospects actually asked, why can't you show your mobile app to add or maybe your project, so that we will know what is actually easy, how easy it can be seen from the mobile also. That's what actually we're gonna show you also in today. So I'm jumping in. So any of the dealers will be actually listed, authorized Control 4 dealers will be listed in actually the dealer locator, which is from Control 4. And this is actually like, so when someone search for Control 4 and they go into that Control 4 sites, and if they're looking for some dealer or some, and it'll actually take you to the nearby dealer around the nearby area. So that's added advantage what we actually give for most of our dealers. I'll show you in a bit while. So where does your pro actually looks like? And then on the dealer portal, it has actually have wide opportunities. Like you have something called dashboard. From a single page, you can see all your customers, and you can see what is the OS version it is running on, what all the control for controllers, which is with what is the OS version, and how it can actually give you any old controller needs update. It'll actually give you warning for that also. If your customers have foresight, it'll talk about the foresight also, how many numbers of the people have foresight, how many of them don't have it, and how many of them running out of like certain periods. So because foresight is yearly renewal, and even on, so it'll give you like a broader information about the controllers, what they are running in, OS what is actually running in, and all the sites are foresight enabled. And if some dealers configured auto renewal for the foresight, so where it can give you the entire view from a single page itself. And then definitely we have product categories where you can see through the products, technical documentations, installation guides, etc., all those information available. And what's new is something like any new things which is coming in control for any latest updates or any latest new products which is coming in, that will be seen in what's new. And then we have a support portal. So this support portal is actually mainly for a technician. So where it talks about a technical community, we call it as a tech community, and previously it was referred as a knowledge base, where it gives you. So when it comes to control for and troubleshooting or any of the procedures, we always wanted to be more dealer friendly. So almost whenever any of the dealer says and ask for the help, so we always say there is a knowledge base. I'll share you the link, you can refer it. So almost 98% of the information what we share it to the dealers is already available in the dealer portal itself. So that's what I always say to most of our dealers. And even the drivers, if I wanted to search some drivers from any product category, I can actually do it. And if I want to download some softwares, driver development softwares, any of the information can be seen from the software category. And any technician tools, like maybe we talked about package access points and the heat maps and other things. You can download it from there and you can check from there as well. And on the education side, which means only a technical support, it actually derives from your education, what knowledge you have on the products, or what all the video tools and the trainings available for the dealers. So most of our dealers for the training, so which means we have a 5-day training course which is happening in Bangalore. So at present we are not running it, so due to this travel restriction, other things. But yeah, so we do have the 5-day course. So all our course enrollment is more like an online portal enrollment. So we don't actually confirm the seats and we don't manually any process. So they can go in online. So we have the pre-assessment course. Once they've done it, they can enroll by themselves, and then they can go in into the education portal. So it'll give you like all videos, all the product information, product technical details, most of the information related to the all the other things will be there. And also we have like a small videos, we call it as a smart skills, where we have like 2 to 3 minutes video. It talks about the product, how to integrate it, and how to make the connection in the composer. So what will be the output? So just point. So we make it more shorter, so that dealer can particularly look for what they exactly wanted. So that will give them most easiest option. Because when I run a 1 hour video or 2 hour video for a small things, so that will be definitely like it'll be like overwhelmed. So you'll have too many information. But most of the times we'll be not going into all those details. We will just need a shortcut. How do we do it? So that's what we call it as a smart skills basically. And anything related to brochures, all those things are available under the marketing tools basically. And then of course we do offer a design service, mainly for home theater and few of the other categories that is available in the design service. So I'll just show you from the dealer portal itself. So first thing, whenever I log in as a dealer, so it will be showing us email ID and the password. So it is only for the dealers basically, right? So you need to have a dealer account to log in into this. Once I logged in, so definitely I'll have a dashboard. So this is what will be the dashboard overview actually. So this will show you list of customers. So here it is like there is about 1328 primary controls need updating. So which means it is running on some older OS. Uh, and there is about like 2000 plus customers who need foresight. So it'll give you all those details. There are about some 400 customers running with foresight. Some of the customer opted for auto renewal. So this will give you like the dashboard will give you like in general categories, like in general options, right? And now I'll actually log into the dealer portal itself, and I'll show you the details what and all we have actually discussed about. So first thing is this is what the Control 4 portal is. So once I go in as a Control 4 portal, the first thing I talked about the dealer locator, right? So if any customers like going into the Control 4, they are looking for home automation, they can actually say find a smart home pro, then definitely it will open up dealer locator. So this is what we call it as. I think someone is unmuted. Kiran, I think you're unmuted. Can you mute yourself? Thank you. And so this will actually open up the dealer locator. Then I can say get my location. And once it'll ask you for, of course, the location information. You can see the location information once I say in, and this will show who is the nearby dealer to me, and what is the showroom level they have. So whether they have the showroom and everything will be seen it from the dealer portal. And I can see it as a map view also. So or have the locations, or I can go in detail, like I can select in maybe I want to contact any of the dealer. I can just say select the dealer. It'll actually open up like another page respective to the mail ID and the contact information of the particular dealer. And so even you have the option for your dealer site to link it. So I can select in and it'll open up and take you to the dealer site basically. And this page is hosted by Control 4 and hosted from Control 4 server. So why we hosted from our server for the dealers is maybe if someone search it, so this is actually for worldwide. So whenever it actually auto rates it for the Google allocations and other things. So based on the marketing trends and other things. So if they search it, so the first thing, so they'll show you the details, then they can definitely take you to the dealers whoever are nearby. And even they can actually send in a request to Control 4 also, or call our Control 4 center. So even that request also will be allocated to the nearby dealers, and whoever takes it, they can actually proceed with the customers and other things. And once I have my dealer login, I will actually log into my dealer portal. So that says as a dealer.control4.com. So this is where I have talked about more in detail. So this is kind of techno-commercial site for maybe even for the sales people, designing people, and also the technicians. So everyone will be accessing the dealer portal in general. So what are the options you have? As I said, so the first thing is your account management. So every dealer will have one admin account. Under the one admin account, they can go into the user profile, they can add multiple users. Maybe if my company have multiple other guys, I can add them. So and I also have the permission to restrict them. So like whether they wanted to have only the technical information related or marketing related, or they wanted to view the dashboard, all the controllers, so everything can be permitted, which means that you can give all the permissions information here in the accounts. And before the accounts, you should be seeing a dashboard. So I, at present, I have hidden it, the dashboard, because I'm using a employee account. So I really don't want to expose too many information there. So that will give you all the controllers which we have in the projects, and size subscriptions, and what are your customers, who are your customers, whether when the foresight expires, and any customers who has applied for foresight, which is for auto renewal. So everything will be seen from the account portal itself. And the next thing is products. So this is where the main most of the time the design people or maybe the person who makes the BOQ will be referring into. So once I select the products, I'll be having all my products categories like audio, video, controller, home communication, interfaces, networking products. So I can select in any of the categories whatever I wanted, and I can go into, like, if I want a controller, I'll select the controllers. So I can select in controller, and it'll open up the controller page, and it'll show you all the controllers available for me. So like EA5, EA3, EA1, so all those details. And we have something called bundles, which means controller along with the remotes. So those information can be seen in. And maybe if I want to know more about a certain products, I can select the product, and I can go in deep, like the technical details of the product, And then of course the installation guide, data sheets, everything will be available from the particular products basically. And so that's so you'll have the entire products categories can be seen. You can select in whatever you wanted, and most of the times you will have the entire details on the products from the products category itself. And what's new, so which means what is the current trend, what is the current thing which we are actually doing it from the control flow side. So we have any new product launches or anything which is happening. So at present COVID-19 is the hot topic, so anything related company information, so maybe the CEO talking to the dealers and whether the current status, what all the options a company is offering. So all those details will be seen from your what's new portal. And the major category of the technical persons, so your support page, right? So when you select in your support page, so you'll have multiple options. One is knowledge base and the tech community. These two are the same. So we'll be combining knowledge base and technical community both together. So when I select the technical community, so it'll actually take you to something called technical community. This is what it'll actually be taking into. So here actually you will have the entire information and anything which is related to, and you can search in for your particular queries. Maybe for example, I want to use AirPlay. So I'll just ask, someone is unmuted again. Right. So I play use AirPlay in my controller. So I can say AirPlay. So which is says a share bridge. So this is what my driver setup is. So I'll select the AirPlay and share bridge. So this will open up something called article, and it will tell you the procedure how to utilize and what are the limitations. So entire related to the particular category. And even if you wanted to troubleshoot, like restore the device, or maybe you wanted to check what is the any configuration related to the IP network, anything related to, so it will give you the more retail option. So first, for example, so we are talking about the AirPlay here. I'll select the AirPlay, so it opened up the AirPlay driver. So then I can go in and I can add the driver. It will tell you what all I can do, and also some of the important notes related to the particular category. So this is like the entire detail of certain categories what I was actually looking for. And maybe if you are not finding something, or if you are not able to figure out something which is needed for you, so you can actually post your queries also here. uh, and so what I can actually do is I can go in, and there is option called ask a question, and I can say select ask a question, and don't add two basic questions because you will have most of the information, and you can select what is the category you wanted to post in, and you can write it what all the information you really wanted. And once you posted it, it is not only a technical support if the control floor will respond, so even other dealers also can respond, so if they know the details. And control for technical support guy also will respond. Even the product management team, so whoever handle the particular product, particular software, particular OS, so they'll also have actually the member in this group, so even you can expect some answer from them as well. So it is not that you can only restrict it to talk to only a technical support guy. So we have like the entire community is there in this group. So whoever actually sees to the particular category, so if there is something which is really a issue which need to be addressed from the product side, so even the product guy will reply on this. So that's the that is what the priority level we give it to our dealers in generally. And other than that, so definitely a lot of any new information or any at present current bug, something which is coming in. So you'll have something with the exclamation mark on the orange, and it will be updated. Keep on updating it here, and you can check in. So if any new issues which are coming in, so everything working fine. So suddenly something happened at last night. So you can actually log into the knowledge, and you can actually see in the information what you are actually looking in for. And if anything related to a case which is showing here, then there is a current bug which is there, so our people are addressing it. So that's how we really want it to be. And so you will have the entire knowledge base access for the dealers basically. Right. So and then definitely documentation related to the products, firmwares, etc., all available separately as well. And the other thing which I wanted to show you here is your drivers. Maybe if you are integrating any particular product, you wanted to search for the driver, whether the driver is available from the control for side. Most of the time, people will ask for, right? So can I integrate this particular device, or do you have driver for that particular device? So what I'm actually going to do is, so what I'll actually do is I'll just say search the driver database. So this will open up the database search, and I can look in for the product category what I really wanted to. So I can just like whether I want to have the certified driver, or whether it is IP, serial, what is the device category, and what is the manufacturer. So if you have the details from particular thing, you can definitely select in, and it will be acting as a filter, and it will show the entire drivers here. So you can download in and you can add into your composer and you can use it, or at least you can be sure that this driver is available for the product. I can use it in my project. So that's your driver information, and then the other thing is software. Right? The software is important for any technician. So there is a software download option. So it will what is the current software version which is available. So that is will be listed in the first. So your Composer Pro version, your mobile app version, or Composer Express version. So we always say before you download install any software, goes through the release notes. So your release notes will definitely will give you a basic understanding what is the changes which is will be happening from the previous OS to the next OS. And also whenever you are updating any product, so we always say update all your control for product to the same OS version. That is pretty much important. And maybe if you are running some sites with old software, you want to connect it from that site, so you can download those old software also. Like even we have like the first version of the software from everything which is available in the dealer portal basically. That's where you can check in your software downloads, and then technician tools. So the NK1 heat map. So this is actually the software you can download, use it for your basic wireless design. So it is mainly for package wireless access points, but definitely it should be giving a option. It should be like it should be giving an idea of how many number of access points I might be needing in a project, what will be the covering range. You can give the basic options, but that's where you will get a basic idea, and then you can actually change it to any of your wireless access points. So you can actually know if I have this access point, this is going to cover it. So this is again, it won't be like bearing your concrete walls and other things, but it will give you a generic idea for your wireless optimization. Any old information definitely will be there in your archive, and I can go back from my support. The next thing is your education, which is pretty much important in any product category. So when I say education, so always it will give you all your certification status, what you are certified, what and all you have certified for, and maybe you wanted to uh, we wanted to come to Bangalore to attend automation programmer course. What you need to actually do is I can select in. So this will be like a 5-day course. So this will give you an entire procedure. So this will tell you need to do a prerequisite automation certificate course. Once you've done it, you can log in and you can select in. So that's where, and it'll also tell you the entire location. Go to UK, Germany. So anywhere you can go and attend the training basically. And in further with the certification, so what all the other details we do. So even control for from US side, so we have hosted some webinars. So all those webinars are actually available from the webinars portal as well, and all those recordings and everything which is available here, I can actually go through this if I wanted, because they'll be hosting at night 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, which means on the US time, so it won't actually go in here. And then for the dealers, the PCNA information. So again, so you need a PCNA kit. So then only it'll actually give you option to register for the exams and the courses basically. And once I have the detail, I can, the thing I wanted to show you is my education portal. Once I log in into my education portal, so this is what the portal will be taking into, and you will have all the courses. So which means anything which is related in. And if you see here, if you look for a smart skill, it says just only the length is only 2 minutes. I can just enroll in for the particular course, and then I can just launch it, and it will be just showing you that particular information what is actually needed. So I just a 2 minutes video, and I can just like go in and I can just watch it, my course actually, and I can check the progress, everything. So maybe just for a small example, I'll just show you this new remote. I wanted to enter into setup mode. I am not sure of how to go to it. And the knowledge based information is sometimes, most of the times, people will say that instead of reading something, if I watch something, I'll be understanding it more easily, right? So I can just select in, and this will be running a small like video, and it will tell you what is actually the procedure is. So So it's as simple as that. So just like a 1 or 2 minute video, particularly to the respective topic, and you can just go through, and it's like we have about like 150 plus videos on different categories. Maybe I want to know about OVRC, or maybe even setting up the share bridge. So almost for most of the problems, we have the solution in the smart skills. And so when I talk about the knowledge base, most of the times people will read through it, so then they immediately call us. I gone through the knowledge base, but is there any video available to do certain things, right? So that makes it, video representation makes it more easy, and they'll actually show you what exactly to be done. So that's where we have actually done this initiative. It's almost a year back. So this video just particularly to the topic, 1 or 2 minutes, talk about the certain problem and what is the solution for that. So that's where it actually turns out with the because of this, actually we have like, almost like 20% of the calls numbers were reduced, which means the support calls. So this gives like most easy option to learn. And definitely we have the different category related to the product, maybe centralized lighting exams or MOIP video. This is all actually the bigger videos. So which means the entire product category, entire product video, that is also available in the knowledge base, which means the education portal. And then under the education portal itself, you have a separate category for smart skills. So that smart skill is like a 2 to 3 minute video where it'll straight to the point, and that's where it comes out. And so that's your education portal, what I was actually wanted to talk about. And then marketing tools, it's mainly for sales related, like where you have the brochures in case you are using control for logos, how to use it, and then postcards, advertisements, products, all those things will be there. And the design service, like if I want using a triad speaker, I want control flow to help on the design, so we have the home theater design option. So in sometimes if you don't have the entire detail, what we normally say to our dealers, so you send it to us on behalf of you, we will request the speaker team to work on the drive BOQ, and they will be actually sending you the actual workable BOQ back. What we normally suggest in. And locally also, we actually help you create like the entire whole home BOQ, or the any categories or any networking, audio, video, anything you are to have, take control for reference. We actually help you in all those aspects as well. That's my dealer portal. And in general, in the dealer portal, so you have all these options what we have actually discussed right now. So you have a dashboard, so where you can actually have the entire customer base, and then accounts, your user account details and other things, product information, and then what's new, then support community, and then education community, then marketing tools, and the design services. Right. So now the next portal is like my.control.com. So this is called as a technician portal, because this is where you will be managing your entire customers. All right. So what and all you will be normally mainly checking into the technician portal. So you can add, create your customer. So if you are seen our previous session in the compose, I showed to register, create, and register the customer. In case for some reasons you are not able to do it, or some error you are seeing it from there, the next thing I'll always say, you log into your technician portal, which means my.control4.com portal, and create a customer account, and then register the customer account. So from there also you can actually do it. This is actually the another workaround. And the next thing is you can check your customer controller status, whether the controller is online, whether it is able to connect now, whether it is pinging. So you can actually check in from the technician portal, and whether your customer is having foresight, or whether it is only for intercom anywhere or anywhere access. So all those details can be seen it from there. And also to use the composer, which means the control for software, uh, for even for the technician also you need the license. So all those license will be assigned from the technician portal. So that's where you can actually see in. So I'll just open up the my portal, so which is referred as a technician portal. So for now, so login into my.control4.com. So once I log in it, you will have this information will be showing in. So first thing you will have customer support, licenses, account administration. So I'll start from account administration. When a dealer have, this is again, so for every dealer you will have one admin account. So under that you can have the admin privileges for your users basically. So I'll just log in again. So I have not used it for a while. So it logged out. So once I logged in, I'll have multiple categories. Like first is account administration. So where you'll have your own primary profile, and then you have option to add users. These users are actually called as technicians, not actually the customers. Right. So this is I have multiple users. I'll be adding them. Your customer. There is some network dropout. Right. So once I open my customer portal, so you'll have an option to search the customers. Right. So I can, so if I want to search my customer status, I'll be entering my account name, and it will show your customer detail here. And every time you really don't have to call me and check whether the particular system is online or offline. Even you yourself can check it. Like once you enter the detail, it will show here account name and what is the service level, whether they have the foresight or not, and what is running in. And if your customer is allowed to remote support, you can log in and do the remote support. If your customer does not allow this, actually you cannot actually. And then you have remote access, IA and AA, which is intercom anywhere, and then anywhere access. Anywhere access is mobile app and your composer, and intercom anywhere is like your intercom facility with from your mobile device and the remote intercom. And then request service function, which means even if you want to connect it, so you can, if your customer is not allowed for allow support, you can request your customer to allow support. So it will give you option, it will send a mail request to the customer to allow it, and then customer will actually allow you to connect it. and then you can actually remotely connect it from the composer, and you can connect it. And if you want to do any basic changes, anything you want to do for your site, you can actually do it. And, so the another thing I said, so you can create the customer account. So if I select the create customer account, so this will open up the create customer option, where you can enter in your customer detail. So like what is my customer name, email ID, and the password. And this will give you the entire detail for your customers, and you can fill it up, and then you can just say create account. This will create a account created, and then you can actually use the composer to register it. So that's where you can actually maintain it. And the next thing is the licenses. So the first thing is like using the control for composer, you need the license. So that license will be assigned from your admin account. So if I have my admin account, I can say Composer Pro licenses. Under my licenses, this will open up another tab. So where it will give you like what all the user I have, what is the email ID associated with this, and what is the license they have. So I can use this license to register the Composer Pro, and then only the Composer Pro will open. And every 45 days, it actually again ask you for the re-authentication, because maybe for example, I left a company, and if in case you are still using your composer, so your customer can, your dealer, your admin can actually remove your authentication. So it'll not actually allow you to open the composer basically. And we ensure that we also actually do like every 45 days, we will actually re-authenticate the particular account. So if you are not removed, so you can still use it. So most of the times we always say the dealer admin to remove, so that you are not actually using it still. And the next thing is foresight license. Right. So we talked about the yearly subscription for like remote access, voice services, and other. There are multiple options to buy it. And sometimes customer will buy themselves using their credit card yearly renewal. So if they are buying it by themselves using the credit card, that is one option. And as a dealer, you yourself can buy and then assign it to the customer. So normally what you will normally do is you will be send a purchase request to the control for. We will be assigning all those license to you here, and then you will be going into manage license. And in the manage license, you will have your customer licenses with the license key, and then you can select in and you can assign it to the customers. And the purchase option will give you only to purchase a demo license, which means you have your customer, you want to give them the demo license. Normally Control 4 offers 90 days free trial for most of for any new customers who want to do Control 4 with foresight access. So you can select in the license, you can select the license count, and you can add the license. So this will give you option. So and foresight, the 90 days trial is free, and it is only one time to the particular email ID. So that is, so just for the customer to experience a foresight, if they're okay, if they're able to connect it without any problem, then they can opt in to continue it, right? So that's where we give that free license. And for the dealers, as long as they're dealer, we will give them foresight free, so they can use it for their showroom, their home, or maybe their demo centers, whatever they have. So that's the entire uh, technician portal in generally. So that's why I referred as a technician portal, because it's more. I think someone is unmuted. Can you please mute yourself? Right. Thank you. Okay. So and all right, I think he's still not muted. It shows me Prem. Right. So have you muted? Thanks. Right. Okay. Thank you. So from here, actually, you can know your customer status, which means it will whether your customer system is ready to connect. And I can create the customer account. I can register the customer account. I can assign the foresight license. So, and I can assign the Composer Pro license. It's more relevant, show very much to the technician. So that's why we always refer it as a technician portal rather than a my dot portal. And this is mainly for dealers and the dealer technicians again. And then comes in your customer portal, right? So for the customer also we have privileges where they wanted to do certain things. We are actually okay with that as well. And for the customer portal, you will any customer will have three tabs. One is their home, which means my home, and then my automation, and then my account. So my home is actually, it will show their home status, which means last checked in status, whether the account is online, and what is the OS version which is running on, whether the foresight license is expired. All those details will be there. And the next one is your automation. So when I say my automation, it will give them all the automation options for the customers, right? So when and then voice control, foresight, and then notifications, and then my account. It is mainly related to their account information, my account, my profile. And if they have multiple users in the home, we always say you create another user profile and then you allow them to use it. Don't give the same username password to your entire mobile devices. Okay, there is a reason for that. I'll talk about that in a moment when we go discuss in the portal in detail, right? So it gives all the features. The primary to focus on here, you can manage, which means you can add multiple users as a customer. And then foresight, you can manage your foresight. And then voice control, where you can enable the privacy guard and other things. And you can configure the push notification. Devices will require a push notification in a project, right? So only the particular admin profile or maybe the particular device will need the push notification. You can do that. And when then where the customer can play with the where the customer can actually play with their programming and other things. And then intercom anywhere option. So for the intercom, actually you need multiple users. That's why I said we need actually the intercom user. So I'll just log in to the customer portal. So I'll show you that so that we are what we want. Right. So I'll say this is the customer portal. So it'll be showing as a customer.control4.com. And you can fill in your customer details. So I'll just log in into. So once I log in, I have three options. One is my home. So my home is the below one what you're actually seeing in. And then my automation. So where you have when and then voice control, foresight, and the notification, and then my accounts. So to start with, I'll start from my account. So my account, if I select it, it will show my profile and account information. And then if I select the users and the devices, it will show all the users who are actually connected in. Right. So I have multiple users. If I have multiple users in my home, so I'll say add new user and I can create in and I can register in. And so that each and everyone have their own particular email ID which is configured. So a lot of the times what the people normally do is most of us, they'll have only one account. So the same account which will be used for all the devices. So we are actually giving that privilege also. If you wanted to have multiple accounts, you can actually create in. So I can add in my user. And the next is your controller status again. So it says this is what my controller is, this is registered. And my profile will give you your profile information. So you are a admin or primary account holder, it can actually give in. And then account, who is your account user and other things, your account information is all particularly related to the customer. And also it will show you Smart Home Pro, which is who is the dealer who has actually been doing this project. For me, actually, right now there is no dealer, so it will not actually show you here, but it will show you who is the dealer who has actually done the project. So that's my account information. Then comes in your my automation. So when it comes to my automation, so the first thing is notification configuration. So if I configured any notification, which means it will show all your mobile devices, whatever you are using. and then you can select in. So I have Pixel 2 for my home, so and I can configure it to get what level of information what I wanted. So I wanted all the information, all the contacts. I can actually select in and save. And if you have multiple devices, definitely you can select each and every device and you can configure it. So that's what it's actually all about. And website information. So when it is subscribed, all those details will be there. So definitely it will not be showing for me. Right. So then comes your voice control. Right. So I can use my Alexa or Google Assistant to control my control for home. All right. So I'll select the Google Assistant first, and I'll show you what are the options it gives. So in my Google Assistant, I have disable privacy guard. So which means my privacy guard is enabled. And if you wanted to know more about the privacy guard information, you can select it and you can read through it. And definitely below that, once you have configured your home, it will actually pick up all your configurations, lighting scenes, lights, blinds, everything will be there. And if you want to add some custom things, also you can add it. So I am just restricting it to only the lighting related. And if you wanted to see what is the commands, you will be executing it. You can say view commands. So this will actually show you the PDF. So we always say to our dealers, you take this printout and give it to your customers, and also tell your customer not to so don't give them all the controls, because I'll not be using all my controls from voice, right? So because it's gonna read all my project information. So whichever which is don't wanted it, you can just unselect it and you can execute it, whatever which is needed for your particular project. Then this is what the commands is going to be like. Okay Google, turn on my guest light. Okay Google, turn on entrance light. So whatever I'm saying in, it's gonna be working on. So that's what it is actually going to be. And maybe if I select Amazon Alexa, actually I'm using Alexa to control entire home also for even my audio videos. So I can select in and say view command. So this will actually open up commands related to your Alexa basically. And this will say away, home, lighting scene, curtains, and audio video devices, volume. So this will give you the entire commands what you need to tell to your comments. And that's where I can actually use it to control, configure, and select and information which I really don't want it. So for the channels, actually, I have programmed it to use the custom scenes, right? Particularly, my kid says like he'll always say turn on kids. I really don't want to say a particular channel number, so I actually programmed it to say that kids. So whenever he say turn on kids, the particular channel what he wanted, actually it will come up. So we wanted it more like not the particular channel name. Even you can say custom options what you really wanted. So that's where it is. And if you want something to have your own voice commands and other things, I'll always say there is another way to do it. So if you are using any of your Alexa or maybe the Google devices, you have something called routines. You can use your routines to make your command more simple. All right. So you can say what are the names you are wanted, like maybe like night mode or movie mode or party. So I'll go into Alexa and select my routines. I'll say party, and then it will give you entire my home automation devices, and I can say in whatever you wanted and you can execute. So that is actually giving flexibility for the customer. With actually Google Assistant, what I have actually done is whenever I leave my home, so I'll always ensure that my particular room is locked. So I'll say my particular room lights off. And also whenever I'm approaching my home, so I can again program it from Google Assistant to turn it on. At present, Alexa is not open for location service yet in India, but it is available in US and other countries. But at present, only the Google Assistant have the location also, so that whenever I enter the particular my home, so I can say that turn on certain things, or maybe when I leave, turn on. Maybe when I leave, I'll actually can activate my security panel, and I can actually program it whatever I wanted. So I'm using Google Assistant in my phone, so that is the reason I can use to program the location information. But if you are using a Google Home device, but so in that case, you will be really not be doing much with the locations basically. and I'll show you the Google Assistant what I actually did. Maybe when I from my mobile, so I'll show you the intercom anywhere also. I'll actually show that, and then you have when and then option. So this is what we say. When and then is like when some customers to uh, play with programming. Right now, it becomes most of the customers become more technical nowadays, right? So they wanted to see, and sometimes customer will ask us to do certain things. They'll say, "I have seen this in Control 4. It does in some way. Why can't you do this in my project?" That kind of knowledge actually experienced by customers now, right? So I can select the when and then. So if I have my when and then, so this will give you like when maybe sun's up, you can turn left side lights, and then you can go into like view your automation, and it will tell you what all my program I have actually done. So whatever the basics I have done, it will actually all showing in there. And if I want to add some, so customer can add this like add comments, and it will show you scheduler, keypad buttons, voice commands. So for the customers, they can select in, and maybe for example, I'll select one of the keypad tapped. So I have multiple keypads. I'll say my test keypad, and it will open up like particular buttons. And if I say single tap button, and it will load all my actions, then I can say send a push notification, email notification, turn on light levels, activate the lighting scenes. So maybe any video sources, I think I can actually do it. So I'll say main room, living room, and it will find video sources, Netflix or whatever it is. I'll say Netflix, and so then it'll actually give you option like this is what you have programmed it for, and you can test it immediately. And if you want to add more actions, you can do. And if your customer wanted to delete, the customer can delete by themselves. And why I am telling this now here is because dealer will be teaching the customers, not Control for have any particular video for the customer to teach it, because it is not for all the customers, only to the certain level of customer who can understand programming, who know what it actually to be done. So if I delete my action, it will actually delete the projects what I have done right now, and I can add in anything if I wanted. So that's what it is all about. So maybe if I wanted to do something new, I can actually do it. You can view your automation. So whatever the Control 4 guy has done, you can see it, but it is actually logged it. So this automation is created by your dealer. Contact your dealer if you wish to. So that's what it is like. So and if I select it, it will open up here. So it won't allow you to delete anything from here. But on top of it, you can add some actions and you can test it if you want it, but it won't allow the delete programmer to be deleted. And then if you want, if the customer wanted, they can call you and then open Composer, and then you just need to right click the particular command and then just make a change of customer project so that it will be actually changing into a customer project. So that is actually kind of programming flexibility what we are actually giving for the customers also, where maybe if any customers like they want to do certain changes, play around with things by themselves, because automation is fun. So and your imagination is limitless, right? So they can do lot many things when they wanted to do. So they'll see that something from somewhere else, or they'll read some articles, they'll find out from somewhere, and they'll say, come and ask us whether they can be done, right? So, but you cannot do everything by yourself, right? So then you can say that when I come next time, I'll do it, or when I have time, I'll connect it via remotely and do it. So then your customer will say that is there a way I can do it by myself? Then you should have some option to give it to a customer. So then you can actually use this when and then. So that's your automation and customer portal. So where you have more information for the customer in hand. So right. So any customer, they have the account, they can log in and they can see all this device, all these things will be there for any customers. Right. So that's the main three portal what I really wanted to discuss in this session. And before we wind up, so the another thing is Composer Express, right? So the mobile application, mobile programming application. So I'll just show you that application because it becomes more widely used now. I think most of the dealers started using. And also at present scenario, it is not that I'll be always sitting in my laptop and whenever someone calls in, I'll be going into the laptop and opening, connecting and checking. So when someone calls in, I'll say, give me a moment. I'll then open the Composer Express and I'll say, your system is online. It's all okay. So you can connect in. So even, so I can check in everything from my mobile itself. So I'll just show you the Composer Express so that we'll be pretty much clear on what we are actually talking about. I'm sharing mobile. Just give me a moment. It's actually loading my casting device. Okay, so this is my mobile app. So, and this is what my Composer Express is. I'll open up my Composer Express. Again, it will be asking you your dealer login. So once you have your dealer login, it will actually connect it. And once I connected it, so I'll be having a option to create the customer account. So if I say customer account, I can create the customer account. Or if I have any existing customer, like I can actually search in. So I can search my customer. So sorry, that's account name. So I'm just searching in DLR. Search my customer, and this shows my customer, and you can connect in, and it will show all the details from here itself. I can be sure that what is actually happening with the system, and then I can go back. And if you wanted to connect to your system locally, you can connect in. If you want to connect the system remotely, you can search in your account name, and you can search your customer, and it will show this is what the customer username is. And it will be connecting in. At present, of course, definitely it will not be connecting in because I'm connecting from someone's home. So if you have the local connection, so as a dealer, you can connect in local network. And if you are connecting to your customers, you can select in remote in, search your customer account, pop, and it will show up again with the IP address. Then you can actually connect in, and this is connecting into my project. And once it is connected, so you'll have the basic settings, maybe project LED behavior, network settings, lighting configuration, project information, all those details. And then comes your designing the project. So this is the same thing what you have seen in the Composer day before, sorry, the last class. So where you can add multiple rooms, where so if I want to, if I select the plus symbol on the top, so it'll say add room on the location. I'll say add location and then add device, and it'll get added all my devices. And then maybe I have dimmer. I wanted to identify the device. I can say identification, and I can double tap it. So do all those things from this itself. The basic connection, the steps what I was on last class, like the project design and the basic connection, can be done from this itself. And definitely the advanced programming, you need the Composer Pro. So that's what actually the beauty of the system is. And maybe if I want to check the network tools, I can check like view all your IP devices. It'll show all my IP devices and the device status. Like if I have my living, so it's a entrance, I have intercom, and my Amazon Fire TV is offline, and then the devices is not identified, I can have all those detail. And if I have any Zigbee devices in the project, I can see all my network status from here itself. And say like living room, so I have like living room remote, I have a key fob which is not which is offline, so I can check all the devices status from here. So if I can say I'll show devices, it'll directly show all my devices from here. And most of the cases, what my dealers or the technicians uses this is like they'll be using it as a troubleshooting tool, which means if the customer calls and says immediately my app is not connecting, they'll immediately start connecting it that says that. So I can check the project from here from the mobile itself. So maybe if I'm going traveling somewhere, I want to check it, I can actually do that. So that's what it is. Even if you want to reboot the controller, if it is connected, you can do reboot. Uh, and the other thing is, if I done the project on this mobile devices to the controller, where does the project goes in? Already the project is in the controller, but you wanted to take that backup from your composer, you can actually take it. So what we normally offer is for all the dealers, we also offer a Dropbox, sorry, the storage for the project. So you have something called backup project. So you can just select the backup project. You can say cloud backup. So this is actually control for cloud backup service. So all the backup will be going into the projects will be going into the control for server. And if you have local Dropbox, you can actually connect in and you can save it in your local Dropbox and take back and you can connect it from the Composer Pro. Maybe you want to have as a project reference, or maybe some other technician will go on change something. If you feel like you can actually go in and you can use that tool as like a project tool for, and that's what it is. And then of course you can do controller registration with the ID created, and so and then tools, and the last is your project information and the devices. So that's actually the Composer Express tool in generally app which can actually help you create the project. So instead of opening your laptop, running everything, so we wanted to make our dealer time also to be valuable. So whenever something installation going in, the things are happening. So I can say that I'll open up from the app and I'll connect the basic things once, so that the customer also happy that whenever something happening itself, the things are started working in. So at last, definitely you can fine tune the entire thing from your Composer Pro, and you can just do the modifications as you feel like. So you can do all those things pretty much possible. So this is like maybe mainly the lighting kind of projects. If I have the lighting projects, I want to operate the lighting immediately, because your customer will say that when the module comes in, I want to operate the lighting. We'll open everything and you'll add up, do the changes, adding all those things. You'll be doing it. So instead of do that, so I'll just open up the app and I'll go into each and every device, every keypad, and I'll add the basic connections and can do the basic configurations. That's what the Composer Express is all about, basically. Right. So since we are talking about the Composer Express, I think last session actually someone asked about the control for intercom app, and I'll just do that as well. So in control 4, generally you have a control for home app. So this controls your home in generally. So which means your all your audio, video options, everything will be there in it. And I can have watch and security cameras, everything possible. And for the intercom, what we have actually done is we have released intercom anywhere as a separate app. The main reason for this separate app is there are certain countries which has actually the restrictions on using the voice over IP. Like China is one of those countries, and then Dubai, and there are a few other countries as well. So that is the reason we have actually launched as a two different app, so that we really don't have to work every time on both the apps. But our current project is we will be merging this both into the single platform. So where from the control for app itself, we can able to call, make everything you can actually do. Once I open it, it'll actually show you all your available intercom devices, maybe my entrance intercom, or maybe living touch screens if I have. I have in my project, and also my mobile devices. So I can call between any of the devices in my project. Right. So I'll say call to my intercom device, or I calling in intercom. So intercom is more like a monitoring device, right? So I will open up and it will say what is there in my home out, and I can also we can have a custom button, like you can program it to lock the door or unlock the door, or maybe you wanted to turn on the lights, or you can do all those things. Maybe when someone comes in where they ring the doorbell, so you are sitting inside, you can say unlock, your door will get unlocked, and then your light also can work. So that is actually custom button. You can program it to add up anything as you feel like. You want to add up something?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Right, so that's my Intercom Anywhere app. And when if I have the mobile device, I can call between the mobile devices. I don't think so. My wife will pick up. Okay, so I'm turning this off, right? And this is my intercom project. So for any of the intercom projects, what we normally recommend is we should have minimum a door station and a touchscreen of control for minimum one of those, and then definitely you can have all your mobile devices as additional device. Why we say this as actually as an application is, in some cases, you may, if your controller reboots or if your controller not connecting to the server, your communication between the mobile devices on the IP network will not be like as great as how it has to be when you have the touchscreen or the door station. And we say you have a set of, you just have a door station on the touchscreen in any of the projects. So then you add mobile as an add-on device, not use mobile as a primary devices for your intercom purpose. So that's what our main recommendation is. And so that's our whole story. I think most of the things I have talked about, what I really wanted to cover up, I have covered it. And another thing people are actually asked about it. So we talked about the networking and remote monitoring platform about Control 4. Right, so and this is not actually Control 4 platform. This is nothing to do with your controller, remote connections, app, and everything. So this is actually like a networking platform of Control 4, which is from Arachnes. We call it as a oversee. So oversee is nothing but where you will oversee your entire network. So that is what the main intention is. We wanted to make it more easy for our integrators and then definitely the owners and also the manufacturers, right? So we created this platform and from Snap AV, and it comes with all our networking products. Like any of the Snap AV products will have OVRC enabled, so like camera, networking, routers, switches, and if you don't have any of this from Snap AV or Control 4, still you can have OVRC. We call it as a OVRC hub, a small devices if you procure it, and if you connect it to the network, that will give you your entire home overview. The entire home overview. I'll just run through it so that we understood it pretty much easily. So you can log in into your OVRC platform with your login and email ID. So this is mainly once you log in, and I'll have like all my projects visible. And if you have a new project, you can create or you can combine. If you have for each and every customer, you can actually create like multiple accounts, and you can have a map view so that it shows the network projects, what all the locations I have. So I have the entire multiple training centers running around. So it shows all my stations here. And then I can select in. So maybe for example, I'll select one of my classroom, which is in Charlotte. It shows all my network status and what is the speed and internet test history. So it tested every 1 day in generally. So if you want to change that, you can actually do it. And if you have any of the Arachnes networking products, Arachnes or package, it will actually show up here. At present, Arachnes will show. Package also will show up, and also all our wireless access points, everything will be visible. It's all Control 4 related. Sorry, the package and the Arachnes products. And if you wanted to go and see in each and every device, you can actually go in. And if you don't see any devices, you can actually always run a scan. Or if you want to add a device manually, you can say add. So we support about like 250 models from different brands. Uh, Control 4 package, like third party few of the brands as well we are actually working on. And once you enter one particular device MAC ID, it will actually auto discover all the devices. And we have like OVRC Pro and OVRC Lite version. OVRC Lite version is particularly only to monitor that particular devices. If you have OVRC Pro version, the Pro will monitor entire network. If I say entire network, even like if you have Samsung TV, Sony TV, or Denon receiver, Marantz receiver, lighting product, any of the IP-based devices in the project will be visible, and it will show all those IP addresses, and it will also show you all the device status. And I can see if something is not there, it will say it disconnected before 3 days. And whenever it disconnects, you will get the email and the push notification in your mobile. And sometimes you will get a SMS notification also, you can actually configure it. And this will give you entire and more control over it. And maybe for example, I want to control particular device. Maybe I'll take an example of a control for network switch, right? So it's actually a PoE switch. When I open it, and it will open up the device portal, and below that it will open up the port control. You can just like you can reboot the particular PoE device if you wanted, and this is mainly for the dealers. If you wanted to configure for the customer, we are actually also giving something called OVRC Home. So from the OVRC Home app, they can open up and they can control. This is mainly, for example, if your customer calls and says about like Fire TV or any of the devices which stuck up something, I want to reboot it. So you cannot say them that go remove the power and plug in back, right? So you can just like you can say it, and from uh, from their mobile app they can actually reboot in. And if I wanted to go further diagnose about the devices, I can actually select in, and it'll give you option to open the web portal. I can connect into the web portal, so this will open up another tab, so it will actually take you to the particular device itself. I can log in into the particular device, and I can I can enter the username and the password, and I can go in. This is more like a device control itself. So I can just go into the device. I can control it. So it's like that's how it normally works. And this is package product. So that you might be seeing it as pretty much easily going in. So for example, I'll take any of my maybe there is a security panel, or maybe I have the NAS drive. I can select in, and again I can access like my NAS drive portal also. So when I say in, so this actually creates a tunnel, so I can connect in. So this is actually most secure tunnel. What we say, it's all actually hosted from control. Sorry, all from Snap AV, and we have a third-party auditor for this, which means third-party NAS, which means a national security agent. So they'll be auditing it every secure connection. So they'll be giving us the report, and till now I think we have 0% of the security breaches of any of those sort. And so this opens up the NAS. I can log to the NAS, and I can. So this kind of more gives you anything related to the network, and we don't charge any yearly subscription or something for this. This comes with the hardware. So when you have hardware, you want your OVRC, so that you can have the entire configurations. And so that's actually the devices, and all the firmware updates, anything will be visible seen here. And if you want to get the notification of certain device, you can select in. If you don't want it, you can select those particular devices. And this device, anything happens, you will not get the notification. If you enable it, you will get the notification. And, if any firmware update happens, you can select in here. It will update all the firmwares if you wanted it to the particular device. And if you want to any Snap AV and the Snap AV supported partner products, it can be rebooted from here itself. You can just say reboot. It will actually reboot the particular device. And then of course, if you have all the content filtering, networking from package, from OVS, you will have more details here. And the next thing is client service. What is the client app? It will look like, right? So I can open the OVRC home. This is client-faced application, not a technician-faced application, because your technician-faced application also will look something similar to your the web page. What I'm actually showing it to you right now. And if I want to add some comments, I can say add command and give them like particular devices to reboot, and then I can select the icon what has to be shown. Then I can say add a device, right? So I can just symbol, so it actually adds my NVR which is connected, and so all the network PoE ports, all those things will be visible in here, and I can program to turn on, turn off the port. I can reboot the device which is supported by Snap AV. So it gives you all the control. So that's what we always highlight with the OVRC. And then customer, you can say them, it'll have the particular logo. Even the camera privacy, what we are talking about, even that can be also done from here itself and from the OVRC app also. And all this can be available in your Control 4 app as well. So it's all actually integrated overall platform. So that's what it's actually all about.
The customer friendly app is also there on the OVRC. Even the customer can get an OVRC app installed, and if he wants to manage it, he can already manage it because it's basic to the customer.
So that's the detail. And if you have any of the Arachnes or the package products, customer will also give you a network controls, where maybe if I have my son or my kids are watching internet more, I wanted to pass them, I can just go and pass the particular device. So all those categories will be available. So you have the entire QoS setting and everything also. And if you have multiple users, you can add multiple users as well. So all these things are pretty much possible with the OVAC app. And so then that's the basic services what we are actually talking about. So that's actually the basic overview of OVRC. Definitely, I'm not going in deeper on this OVRC because most of our guys were asked to show us how does the OVRC looks like. And if you are a dealer, you can just log in into ovrc.com, app.ovrc.com, and you can enter in your email ID and password, and it will give you the account. But definitely, you will need any of the Snap AV or the
OVRC does not come with any licenses. OVRC is free. Yeah, sorry. OVRC does not come with any license. OVRC is free, and you need to buy OVRC Pro as a device or a router which supports OVRC. Correct?
Yes, exactly. Right, so that's a short and small overview about the OVRC. So what I'm gonna take now is I think this actually comprises most of our the sessions, what we really wanted. And I really wanted to take this OVRC as a separate topic, maybe not now, maybe when you have the products and everything comes in, and when we have the dealers on it, when we have more numbers running in, so that time if we run it, we will have more details understanding on what we are actually talking about. And so that's what our entire sessions for today. And yes, Manu, want to add something?
Yeah, we're open to questions. Before getting into questions, one thing what we were saying is you don't need to really program anything for Alexa or Google Home integration, basic stuffs. So if you have added devices in terms of Alexa or in terms of Google Home, for example, you have added a light, you have added a TV, you have added a Fire TV, all this basic programming will be auto-populated. Unless and until you need any more customization where it needs to be done, it can be done. For example, you have a 400 circuit lighting. All this 400 circuit lighting will be auto-populated because of the driver what you have into Alexa or Google Home directly. So you don't need to program, sit and do every single programming at all. So that's the beauty of Alexa integration, what we offer. And for example, you have 10 rooms with 10 audio devices and 10 video devices. All these audio devices and video devices can also be independently connected and controlled. So that is again one more beauty. For example, tomorrow you have Alexa device. You can go to Alexa and say, Alexa, turn on my Tata Sky. Or you can say, Alexa, turn on Sun TV in my Tata Sky. Or Alexa, turn on Star TV in my Tata Sky. Till that level of flexibility and control is being offered using Alexa integration. All this are being directly programmed and given to you. It just need to basically Alexa can be integrated by the customer himself by going into customer.control4.com. On top of it, if you still want some voice programming, then there is a dealer needed, or else on a nutshell, it can be done by the customer directly without even calling the support. So this is one point which I want to stress on. You want to show this,
One more
Mutamil,
thing,
or is it?
No, actually, I want to show about the Google Assistant. I was actually talked about the location. So somebody were asked about actually. So I'll just show you on the location based actions figure. So this is my Google Home app, what I have. So I'll open up my app and go to my routines, and I can actually say when I am home, sorry, routines, and manage routines, add a routine. So when I say particular command, I can enter in. So, and then I have the option which is already available. So I like say leave home, and then I can actually add an action. So it'll give you all your lighting, automation, every action basically. So I'll just search light. So adjust the light level. So we get the entire option with the light level you want to change in. So and for this actually because your phone does links with your Google. So in your Google Maps, you will be adding your home location and the office location, everything into it. And so that's where it is actually all about happens. And You want to show about what we are asked about, Suman? Right. So that's the entire session and the details I want to talk about.
Any questions you can raise in, or else that's it. What we had for the day. I'm just stopping this recording for the moment. Yeah.